Okay, everybody, thank you for the patience, all the things. Are you all having fun this weekend so far? This week? Good. So my name is Alicia. We're going to talk about phone sex over the next hour. We're going to talk about what's helpful about it, what's fun about it, what sometimes makes us nervous about it, and then you all will get a chance to practice crafting some literary things on your devices, your notebooks, whatever you've got with you. So we're going to talk about using some creative language, creative verbs, body parts, getting very specific. Okay, the sexy is in the specific when it comes to phone sex. And I'll give some tips and tools for folks who are interested, other types of things. Selfies, how do I take the best sexy selfie? How do I arrange my video where I'm gonna, my long distance partner is over here, I want to initiate some sexy time. So I would love to know who's in the room. I just got your names, but wait, what was your name?
It's Derek.
Hi, Derek. Alicia. I'd love to know, by show of hands, who here is brand new, kind of even scared, confused about phone sex. I don't even really know what the heck is going on. Anybody in that category? Okay, cool. Feel free to put yourself in multiple categories. Who is more intermediate? Yeah, I enjoy it, but sometimes I get tongue-tied, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. It's a little bit, okay. And then who here is I love phone sex. It's so fun. I love to verbalize all the things and debrief all the things. Yes, that's me too. Cool. Okay, so this also is going to be very interactive. I'm going to be asking you things and we'll partake together, okay? So, phone sex. It's safe and sexy. Obviously, it is the safest form of sex you can have, and it can help to build up anticipation with a current partner or a new partner, maybe across town because somebody's at work, or across the room because somebody's cooking and you're like, you look super sexy cooking. What you doing right now? Helpful for flirting. Reminiscing, I'm going to talk a lot about, for folks who get stuck on, what do I say, I don't know what to say. You can always fall back to a memory or imagination. I really, really wanted to kiss you when XYZ was happening. Here's the important one, though, that I think is really, really valuable for phone sex: psychological boundaries. And we talk a lot at this conference and in our careers, if any of us are doing this kind of work, about the importance of physical boundaries. And, I don't want to do XYZ unless I want to do XYZ. But when you're having a virtual conversation, either via text or on the phone, it's a really great way to sort of explore some fantasies maybe that you haven't tried out yet, or to be able to set some boundaries. So if someone kind of goes left and says, I would like to do this to you, it can sometimes feel awkward in the moment when you're like, oh, I don't know if I like this. But via telephone, via text, okay, hey, actually, FYI, I don't know if I would like that in person, but thank you, and it can feel a lot safer to sort of branch into a new sexual relationship with someone for the first time, or branch into fantasies with a current partner. And those are sort of my highlights about why I love phone sex so much, but I want to ask all of you, what are some other reasons you can think of that phone sex is actually really valuable for our relationships and our sexy lives? Did I miss anything? Yep.
So I think that words matter,
Mm-hmm.
and I consider myself to be a wordsmith, but I also am, I just confirmed this while I'm here, my honorific is that I am an affirmation whore.
Oh,
So
I love
I
this.
think that just being able to hear all the amazing things that the other person is thinking about you, whether they're sexual or just sensual, is really beautiful. And then it makes you think. And then if it's text, then it's you can kind of imagine it when you see the words coming off the screen. And if it's phone, then you can kind of, if you want to change your voice up, or if you want to be soft, or, have a stronger tone to kind of put some emphasis on that. I just like the elements of play with your, baritone. I think it's dope.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Anybody else? Mm-hmm.
Because foreplay is all day.
Foreplay is all day. Thank you. Can we put that on a t-shirt?
Pre-order that. Let's make it a t-shirt.
our texting, our phones and stuff, that really lends itself to the psychological, mental aspects of arousal and excitement and flirtations. Did you want to elaborate on that? I mean, that was a solid one-liner. Just make sure. Anybody else? Yeah.
It gives an insight into what's wanted versus what's needed.
Mm.
I like that.
Anybody else?
I guess in the realm of BDSM and King, it could be a really good way for beginners to start having consent conversations.
Yes, and to that, I think it's beautiful to be able to talk about, like, oh, I really like when you said this in the message, or, ooh, I don't, what do you mean by that? Like, that didn't make me feel good in the message or whatever they're saying.
A lot of phone sex, under the umbrella of phone sex, I include kind of all conversations that are sexy and like about sex. And sometimes the really super sexy conversations about like, hi, coming in for phone sex?
Yes.
Come on in. Oh, hi. Hi. Have some seats. Right now we're just talking about the benefits of phone sex. Why is it's fun, but also why is it super valuable even? So I was just saying that a lot of the super sexy conversations that you see on TV, like, so what are you wearing? I'm doing this to you right now. Imagine I'm doing that to you right now, and etc. Sometimes those conversations are born out of what some of you have all just said, that starts off with, I really loved when you wrote this, or actually, I don't think I would want that, but what I would want is this. Oh, so what you're saying is you would like it if I did this. And the conversation can evolve from there. So for the folks who just walked in, can I just get a read from you? Would you say you are in like the beginner, I don't know anything about phone sex, it kind of freaks me out, intermediate, I kind of like it, but I get tongue-tied, I don't really know what to say, or I need some new tools, or like pro, like I love verbalizing everything about sex.
Is this professional phone sex or just phone sex in general? With
In general,
gay?
yes.
Oh, I can talk my shit.
Yes.
I'm probably at like advanced.
Oh, hey, okay, welcome.
A little more than like it's intermediate for sure, but definitely not like a pro.
Okay,
So I'd say like advanced, somewhere in that middle.
okay, cool. So for the interest of time, sometimes I also take groups through a conversation about why might we feel inhibited to talk about sex, and I think, you know, a lot of us are deconstructing those things this week, and in the interest of time, it seems like all of us here are like, I like to get into these conversations, so we're gonna get into these conversations. Is that cool? Okay. Do my little
thing. We'll see if these walls actually stick. What? If they were good.
Yay.
All right. So, here was our very simple primer sentence, okay? Oh, also for folks who came in, we're gonna have some practice time as well, so you can have a chance to craft some sexy commentary on your phone, journals, whatever you have with you. I want to touch you. That's a great sentence, but I feel like we could make it better, okay? So, let's first, I wanna put this up actually as well. Let's first talk about the word touch. I feel like it's going to be a problem.
Success.
It's a little extra finessing. Okay. So first, let's talk about shit. See? I'm going to put this over here. The word touch. It's a nice sentiment, but how are we touching this person? So we can talk about verbs and adverbs. So what are some other ways?
Caress.
Oh, this is my shit. It's called my reading. Okay.
Somebody said, suck? What did you say, suck? Did I hear that right?
Hey,
I ain't nobody say it.
Devour.
Okay.
You ain't gonna know opposition if you put suck
Would you
up
like me
there.
to write for you?
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
You're amazing. Thank you. Okay. The board is like, it's bendy, so what are you gonna say? Okay. Lick, caress,
Grab,
grab,
squeeze,
suck, squeeze, stroke,
like,
bite,
smack.
You can say nibble too.
smack, nibble. There's different kinds of bites, you know? Did we miss any?
Yeah, suck's not up there.
Suck up there.
You can say slap.
Slap.
Yes.
What did that say? Devour. Yes.
Smell, sniff.
Smell, sniff. Okay. Edge. Yes. Slurp. Love it, love it, love it.
rub,
Rub.
Thank you.
Discipline.
Discipline.
stroke. If we go in there and choke.
Choke.
Let's say exfoliate.
Oh, yeah.
Better exfoliate with this nut on my face.
Oh. My kind of job. It's good for you.
Might be in it a little bit.
Yes, yes. Okay, so now let's talk about the adverbs. So if we're gonna be rubbing, caressing, licking, are we doing it rough? So okay, softly.
Energetically.
Look at you. Different. Are you an educator? Are you a teacher? Like, I'm gonna put this in different colors.
Soft.
Okay.
Passionate.
Passionately. That was sweet.
Energetically back here.
Energetically. What? What did you say?
I said teasingly.
Teasingly.
Teasingly. What did you say?
I said passionate, and I also said intense.
Oh, intense.
Intense.
Slowly.
Slowly.
Deeply,
Deeply. I
lovingly,
like that one. I like lazily.
Lazy.
Mhm.
I don't want no lazy.
No, but it's kind of like a.
it's a tempo thing.
It is a tempo
Be
thing.
calm and relaxed, but don't be lazy.
Okay. What would be a synonym for that for you? That would be the same thing.
Calm,
Maybe
relaxed.
flowing.
Flowingly.
Flowing, okay, I like flowing, but lazy just, I frown up as soon as I heard it.
Good. Okay, listen. Not all the words are for everybody.
See, that's a line draw. Like, oh, no,
I'm trying to think, what would I use instead? Just, I think of lazily as like a Sunday afternoon. Like I'm just gonna like lazily caress your hand, your body, or lazily lick. You know? Yeah. You like it still doesn't work for me, but I understand it. Okay. Other adverbs. Verbs. Verbs.
Tauntingly. I don't know if someone said that.
Tauntingly. What I'm gonna have you do,
For the sake, because these are not like awesomely sticking, but if you want to help me continue writing, it might be better if you don't have to write so sideways.
Yes.
And it'll help it at least stay up. Thank you so much. So yeah, go ahead and tape that up. A different word though.
And the view's a lot better when you write on the wall.
That's that
I
taunting I was
would change
talking
my
about.
clothes.
And we said you ain't had to.
I know. I'm trying to change my clothes.
No, it's not gonna stay. That's not stay.
But the
Rigorously?
rigorously.
Okay, you want me to put it over here?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, wait.
Sorry, this is the touch one, so you can keep adding to this one.
Did somebody put intensely?
Yeah.
Intensely. Beautiful. Okay, so on that paper, we're going to talk about you. I want to touch you, but what part of you? Specifically. Specifically, what part of
In
you?
between your bellies.
In between your bellies.
Yes.
Can we get a round of applause for this support? And the view, thank you. Can we
Look
get
at
extra
God,
tape?
look at God.
Okay, thanks.
Don't hurt the ass.
Yeah, we should have known that was gonna be. Okay, so between your bellies and other places, what part of you specifically?
Yeah, that.
Inner thighs.
Inner thighs, yes. What part, was that what you were thinking too, inner thighs? Okay.
Under the butt.
Under the butt cup? That's okay.
All of the curves.
Right under the butt cup.
I want to explore all the curves.
All the curves.
Can you put mine up there, please?
Coochie. Now, before I leave, I need to make sure my comment got on the board.
Yeah, like mine. Under your arms.
Where under the arms? Under here, under your arms,
Behind your knee.
behind your knees,
The back of your neck.
back of your neck.
Did I say behind the ear?
No, not yet. Behind the ear,
In between your folds.
Yes.
in between your folds,
Areola area. Entire body.
That's what I said, all the
areolas,
curves. Just give me all the
Yeah.
curves. Don't worry, I ain't gonna leave nothing untouched. You're gonna need a shower.
toes.
Of course, toes.
So let's say, I like this comment, all of the curves, but also let's say you're in a conversation with someone. That's a sexy comment in and of itself. Like, I'm not gonna leave anything untouched, trust me. But if the person says, okay, well, where would you start? Which curves are we talking about? Let's get very, very specific. If you have, I mean, it doesn't have to be you, but if you have follow-up, feel
Well, a
free.
lot of them is already
The
up there.
lips.
Lips,
Both sets.
Which ones?
Both sets.
both sets of lips.
Your ears, your scalp.
This is Dragon
Ears,
Free, the clip.
the clit,
Yes.
massage your scalp.
With my hands and my fingers and my tongue.
You know what? I wish we had thumbtacks. That would help these two. What? Titties. But where on the titty exactly?
Nipple.
Nipples.
Nipples.
The swell from
The swell
from the rib cage to the nipple.
from the rib cage to the nipple. That's specific. That's what we're getting for, folks. Okay. So someone said ear. We can get very specific. Trail my tongue along the edge, outer edge of your ear, to your earlobe, down the curve of your neck, to the top of your chest. Do you know, and like maybe tease. We're not going to go to the nipple just yet. Maybe, if you know your person and they like that, you can go there. Back of the knee. So people have very specific. Any luck with tape?
Long lasting, baby.
Oh my God.
Thank you, because my arms is hurt.
Sorry.
Can you help this one over here first, please, while we're finishing this? Round of applause for the tape. Yes. So I heard some folks say, you said back of the knees, right? People have very specific, like the imagery of I want to touch your whole body is really lovely, and to hear that is like, but to hear specifically, start with the back of your knee or the inside of your wrist. But think about that inside of the wrist. I'm going to, in a moment, we're going to talk about myself, what part of my body I want to touch you, but with what part of me and what part of you. So let's say I want to slowly, gently kiss from the inside of your wrist, down the inside of your forearm, the inside of your elbow, up to your shoulder, the curve of your collarbone, and up, specific. And can you imagine, has anybody received a very specific message like that? Yes. You sent. Oh, it didn't get reciprocated? Oh, but did you just wink at me? Yes. Okay, all right. What was it? It feels good. It feels really good on the receiving end to hear the specifics. And being that I love phone sex, I usually nudge whoever's writing me to be specific because I'm doing a little bit of like simultaneous coaching here. Like, really? Exactly where? Exactly what are we talking about here? What part of my body? So I love this. Do we have the tape over here still?
It's in front of you.
Oh, great. Okay, I'm gonna set up another page. Would you mind ripping that off for me? And then I'll help you with the tape. So now, like I said,
Talk about, don't shout them out yet. But what part of me, what part of my body is touching you?
Tongue.
Okay.
Oh, you said don't shout them out yet.
Yeah, what's that? Get them ready. Oh, you're ready. Okay, too.
I feel so grounded, like I'm relishing in
Really?
my
The question
play.
is what part of my brain?
Good. Oh, good.
Yes.
The I part.
I feel good.
Part of me.
I like the way my body feels right now.
Oh, good. I'm so happy to hear that. So now, yeah, we're talking about the I part. What part of me wants to touch any number of these parts of you?
My acrylic.
Caressing, softly, passionately, roughly, all of these new verbs. What part, what did we say?
My acrylic.
My acrylics. Somebody else said tongue, fingertips, the backs of your two fingers, the pads of my two fingers. Very
Depending on who I'm
specific.
talking to, my foot.
What?
Depending on who I'm talking to, my toes.
My toes,
Chest.
My nose.
chest, and my nose, my beard. Oh, these are cute. My arms,
I'm gonna give y'all rogue. My nipples.
my nipples,
That ain't bro.
Y'all going real just right now. I'm like, can we?
my stomach.
Yeah.
Drag the length of my body up yours.
My fingertips.
My shaft.
Yes, my shaft,
Is pussy.
this pussy.
On your
This,
back.
this makes it a whole nother. This.
Not just any pussy.
Lips, mouth,
Not any.
teeth,
Eyelashes.
eyelashes.
Did we not put ass on that album?
We can. We sure can. Somebody said the cup. What was it exactly? The cup underneath the butt. How did you say it? The cuff of your butt.
The butt cup.
The butt cuff. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Yes. Okay. Any other body parts of ours that we want to use to be touching?
Did I say my God?
My cock, just straight up.
Oh.
Feet.
But can imagine. So the difference between I want to touch you with my cock. Cool. I don't quite know what this person means by that. But if we say, I want my cock to slowly caress up the inside of your thigh, and the person's like, the fuck? What? That's very specific. That's very specific. Oh my gosh. So, any other body parts of ours?
Don't let cock be the most descriptive word to say.
But if we
Huh?
gonna put
Don't
it
let
in,
cock be the most descriptive word to say.
Right. I mean, I think that's a good general rule of thumb. Yeah, here, yes. You're gonna say something?
now we're gonna say we're gonna slide it somewhere. How about between those rows that she was talking
Slide, but
about? Yeah, no, in reference to what
yes,
you just
yes,
said.
yes, yes. That's a good
I'm gonna
sentence.
slide my
The
hard dick between your
tip
rolls.
of your dick on your clit.
Tip of dick on the clit.
On the clit.
Rhyming. Okay, any other parts of me that's touching you? Our own body parts? As your eyes? Were you gonna say something? My mind.
I'm a mind.
Yes, my mind. And were you gonna say something? No? Okay. Keep thinking. I'm gonna get the next page set up.
Dive.
Say like the hair on your head. You got long hair.
Hair.
The hair, yeah. You like drag if you have long hair. maybe.
Yeah, you got like long hair, like drag.
My whole face.
So now, just to get ready,
Don't shout it out yet. We're gonna talk about want.
Yes.
I want to. This is where tone comes in as a helpful thing. If you're on the phone with somebody, I want to touch you. I want it. I want you. That's the tone. But what are some other ways
Desire.
to express want? Yeah. Desire.
Blush.
Praise.
Yearn. Pray.
Beautiful. Desire, pray, yearn,
Pray.
crave,
Blush.
lust,
You say need.
need. Yes, we can. And we can also talk about these more adverbs. How badly? You know, I need to badly. Desperately. Woo! Woo! Desperately. Urgently. Longingly. Expeditiously. I do not know how to spell it. Can we spell this together? Wait. Thank you.
I got it.
Expeditiously. Yes. Yes.
Immediately.
Immediately. I need to touch you immediately. Yeah.
It's like sang. Front.
Burn what? Burn.
How you gonna put that?
Burn.
Bars.
Yesterday.
What?
Huh? Yesterday?
Yesterday. I need to touch you yesterday.
Like yesterday.
Now?
Come on, Captain Waters. You gotta get real specific.
Neil. Right. Yeah.
ASAP.
ASAP. And then, so let's back up just to these other words that mean want. We have desire, crave, need, yearn, lust, pray. We could also say, bring it to a different version of the present tense. I love touching you. I enjoy touching you. I can't wait to touch you. I revel in it. Thank you with the synonyms over here. I'm obsessed with touching you. Appreciate. Yeah.
Like, long way to touch.
Yeah. Longing. We had, I think somebody said longingly.
Oh, that was the word. Okay.
I'm grateful for the touch.
Grateful. I'm going to touch you gratefully. That's another word. Yes? I miss doing X, Y, Z. Your touch heals me. And for the record, any of this could be flipped. This is just my primer sentence. I want to touch you. It could always be flipped. I want you to be touching me. Or I love when you do this to me. I'm going to take this one last thing up and shout out if there's any more you want to add to this. Different verbs for touch, want, or body parts of mine versus body parts of yours. If there's anything lingering in your mind. If not, you can start thinking about what you might write, okay? And I'll give some prompts.
Does anyone know what's going on over there?
Sounds like a good time, whatever it is.
Okay, how are we doing on time? Oh, we are great on time. Okay, so here's how this next piece is gonna work. I'm gonna set a timer for about 2 minutes, and each of you has a chance to write something, a couple sentences, a paragraph, whatever comes to you. You can use this sentence as your foundation if you want. If there's something else that comes to you, that's great. The one prompt I want to give you is being as specific as possible, okay? So using some of these guidelines about specifics. If you find yourself saying, I love the way you smell, well, how does that person smell? And what was going on when I smelled them? What am I thinking about? Be very, very specific. The other thing I want to add here just before you go into your own are 5 senses. And there's actually a 6th. That's not what you think. It's not like the movie. But, so, damn, unless you can do that. So, what are our basic 5 senses? Seeing, smell. Okay, yes. So, hearing, seeing, touching, tasting, smelling. The other 6th sense that I'm talking about is like our inner, well that too, but our internal like somatic, like my stomach is flipping, my hands, or what am I feeling internally, my heart is racing, which is a version of touch, but it's not the same as like a tactile touch when we talk about our 5 senses. So as you're writing your pieces, think about that too. So I'm using, in my foundation sentence, I'm using touch. You can explore, I want to smell you, I want to see you. What part of me wants to hear you do what exactly? So try to be specific and fall back on the senses, fall back on some of these options. And what I had said in the very beginning, you don't have to task yourself with making something up. You can rely on a memory. You can talk about a dream that you had or a fleeting imagination that you had. Or, when we were hanging out the other day, I really wanted to kiss you so badly. And I keep imagining what it would feel like to do blank, blank, blank. So I think that's something that a lot of people get hung up on when it comes to phone sex. Like, I don't know what to say. I have to make it up. I don't know if it's going to be creative or not. You don't have to task yourself with that. Fall back on a memory, fall back on your imagination, being explicit, being specific. And if whoever feels comfortable, of course, we can have time to share with anybody. And if you don't want to read it out loud, I can, okay? You have any questions, thoughts, comments? We might, given time, we could do this a couple times. Yep.
Come up there and take a picture.
Oh my gosh, yes, of course. Okay, I'll set the timer for 2 minutes, and depending on how many people want to share, we might be able to do a second round of writing as well.
Does anyone need paper? Okay, cool. My favorite phone.
Okay. All right, starting now. 2 minutes.
Bye. Oh, thank you for having me.
Are you going to the dungeon tonight?
Yes. Okay. Bye. Thank you. No, thank you. And are you going to be in the dungeon tonight? That's a good question.
All right.
Time's up. Yeah. If you didn't finish, that's okay. And then if we do another round, you can continue or whatever. That is good.
Is there anybody who would like to share? Hello. Is there anybody who would like to share what they wrote? And if you don't want to, I can read it for you. Yeah, can I give you the microphone just so the...
Oh, I'm sorry. That was me.
Did you raise your hand? Oh, you were caressing the air? Anybody feel comfortable sharing, or I can read it for you? You want to? I'll give you the microphone just so the camera picks it up.
I yearn to taste your lips, all of them. I love feeling your body lazily against mine. I want to gently nibble your nipples.
Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else want to? Yes, yes, okay.
My fingertips crave the feel of your skin.
Yes. Claps, 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 claps.
No,
Not
Said, my clit throbs at the thought of kissing down your body. Feeling your dick rise to my lips, rubbing it on my cheek before I taste the start of your cum on the tip of my tongue.
So poetic, so poetic.
Yes, here you go, here you go.
I want to inhale your scent, fully take in the scent of pheromones from your wet yoni. I want to touch you from your neck to your nipples, ensuring your nipples are hard when I reach them.
Claps, claps, claps.
Anybody else? You can do another round if you want. And the folks who just walked in, do you want to participate and write something maybe? Yeah. You don't have to share it. I'll give you I'll come over and give you a rundown of what we're doing. So yeah, I feel like if I yearn, let's do another round, 2 more minutes, and try to go deeper. You know, do you mind if I use yours as an example to go a little bit deeper? What was it again?
Mine was my fingertips crave the feel of your skin.
My fingertips crave the feel of your skin. I might ask, well, what part of my skin? What part of my body? You know, my fingertips, slowly, are you gonna grip somebody? Are you gonna dig those fingertips in? Are you gonna slowly drag them, trail them? Trail, that was one of my favorite verbs. Trail, yeah. The touch one, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna do another 2 minutes, and then I'll come just explain to you all what's going on. And go.
I'm gonna give you a 1 more minute just because they jumped in last time too. Okay, so
Is there anybody who would like to share, even if it's incomplete, just the beginning of an idea, a thought? If you don't want to, I can read it for you. Oh, yes, the brand new people who just walked in.
We're here, right?
I was doing laundry and caught your scent in the air. Remembering the feeling of your hands as they caressed my back during our embrace demanded that I call you, with just a revel in your voice. But if you happen to stop by when you were home from work, I will cherish the opportunity to make more memories.
That's a hell of an after-work invite.
I'm about to clock out.
I'm going to Case of Fridays.
The mic is just in the camera.
The Mondays.
I want to hear you moan. Let it vibrate against my ears, sending chills down my spine.
We did not copy each other, we just saw that this was the same. I want to hear you catch your breath, hear you moan in my ear as I pinch your nipples between my fingers. You know I won't go further until I hear you beg.
With all the sensory things. Okay, and we have another back here, but I'm gonna read it. I desperately desire the tip of your dick caressing my clit intensely while my body jerks and my pussy squirts all over the bed.
Oh, okay. What was that address?
We just got right to
You left your address out of there.
it. Is there a phone number? Is there a phone number?
Email, anything.
Anybody. So a couple of the awesome things I just heard, the setup with, hey, I was doing laundry, and then I caught your scent. That can be a really fun way. Again, also jumping into it, super sexy to be on the receiving end of, and people are like, I can't speak, I just got this text message. And it doesn't have to go there if you are feeling nervous about it. If you're like, I don't want to say all of that just yet, although maybe you do, and that's okay. A setup like this, hey, just so you know, I was doing laundry and I smelled the shirt that you left over my house, and I started thinking about this and this and this. There's some context there, and again, you're making it a little easier on yourself. You don't have to task yourself with imagining new outlandish scenarios unless that's your thing and you do enjoy that. But you can lean into real world things. I saw that earring you left over and all of these memories flooded back. And then there were some other sensory things I heard. Just a lot of good sensory things going on over here. I love all these setups, all of those 5 senses that they just dumped into. Anybody else want to share theirs, the second one? I was looking at you, kind of like you were like, let me add a couple of
You
like.
told me to go deeper on the other one, so I did. The first one was my fingertips crave the feel of your skin, and then building on that, I said, I yearn to gently drag my nails across your back and shoulders as you grind slowly and deeply between my thighs.
Okay.
Indeed, followed the assignment. Did go deeper.
That's what you call taking feedback.
Okay, anybody else? Yeah, okay.
I desire to slap your round ass with the palm of my hand. I want to look into your eyes as you straddle my dick. I want to lick your earlobes as my shaft slides inside your yoni. And I crave to feel your lips on the tip of my cock.
Ah, they're right in the romance novel.
Yeah. Anybody else? Before I kind of bring us to these other concepts here. So again, in the interest of time, is if I might go like 5 minutes over, if you're comfortable with that, feel free to stay. If you have to go, of course. So excellent writing to everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause. I want to bring us back to some of the reasons why phone sex is so fun. I'm excited that a lot of you jump right into the act of the sex. And I really love phone sex for the anticipation part. So maybe you're writing about the explicit act that's going to happen, or you're writing about the type of foreplay that somebody likes, caressing, or some sort of lead up. When later tonight, when you are doing dishes, I want to come up behind you and wrap my arm around your waist and just tug the back of your hair and kiss your neck or something like that. That's not even, it's not quote unquote sex yet, but it can get somebody's energy flowing. It makes folks feel wanted, desired. So a big purpose and function of utilizing our phones in these ways, in these sexy ways, is to maintain and sustain that sexy connection, which can be hard to do in longer term relationships. And it can also be hard to do in a brand new relationship because you're not quite sure, what is this person like yet? Am I allowed to text this? I'm not sure. And so with that, real quick before you all leave, you all have been typing this. So of course we have texting as an option, AKA sexting, whatever. We have phone. So that's like hearing, and that's where tone of voice comes in, super helpful, and where a lot of folks, I think, get nervous. Like, I don't know if I know what to say. What if there's just like a long silence? What if the person on the other end is nervous and I'm trying to get them to say something? How do I navigate these awkward silences to get us into the sexy, sexy, sexy phone sex part? So my advice there, relish in silence and breathing if you need to. And you can start small. I just really wish you were here. Can we just lay on the phone and I want to hear your breathing? Or let's just be silent for a minute. And let something come to you, just kind of in the same way that you might in person. It's like, let's not, again, unless you are already ready and you want to rush and jump into things, absolutely do it. But sometimes it's important, hey, let's not rush. Maybe our bodies don't know each other yet. We're trying to like figure it out. All those same tools you would lean onto in person, you can lean into via the phone as well. And then of course we have sexy selfies. My personal favorite, I think I excel in this area. I've taken some pictures that I've sent to friends like, look, this was a work of art. I sent this to this person I'm sleeping with, but I need to send it to you as well. Do you all realize that your camera on your phone has a timer?
Yeah.
Does anybody here use that? Good. And obviously, if that's fun for you, you can set the camera up if you have a tripod or just prop it against some books, a mug or something, yeah?
So I also use video,
Yep.
and I'll go back and you can actually take shots
Uh-huh.
while you're taking video if you're not comfortable with posing.
Mm-hmm.
So you just do natural movements and then pause.
I do that all the time. Video selfies and then take a still shot from the video. Exactly. So if I'm having a hard time getting just the right pose, but every time I look back, I'm like, oh, that's stupid. I can't get the right expression. Set up the video and do like whatever thing I'm trying to do, and then I can still shot it and pause. But also, if that's fun for you, take as many takes as you want. I also enjoy telling somebody that I just sent a sexy selfie to if they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm like, great, because there's like 30 outtakes of this that I just spent the last 15 minutes doing. And for me, the goal, when I send somebody a sexy message or a sexy photo, my goal is for them to be like speechless on the other end. So my question is to you, how do you indicate to someone via text that I'm speechless right now? What would you send? Fuck. Yeah.
Three exclamation points.
Yeah. Emojis.
Four is thirsty.
Emojis.
Four doesn't care.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
I'm committed to what we do.
Or the big eyes, yeah, or the melting.
Yes, big eyes.
Yes, like, so there's somebody that I'm seeing in a newish way, but they get kind of shy around these things. And of course, I'm the one egging them on, like, oh, come on. But they had some hesitancies about communicating the reaction, and I kind of had to coach, like, when I send you a photo, I kind of need to hear back that you liked it. So like some time would go by. It'd be like 20 minutes, and I was like, hey, did you get the message? And then they said, yeah, I just didn't know what to say back. Well, say that. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm speechless. Say that. Voice messages. Yes. Yeah, because maybe you can't get on the phone for very long, but you know you can, whomever is on the other end, you know that they have the capacity to listen to a 30-second voice memo some point in their day. What? What the fuck? Yes! And so, When I'm talking about being specific in the message itself, be specific with what's going on in your body as you're reacting. That just made my stomach flip. Oh my God, my insides are pulsing right now as I'm reading this, or a whole wave of chills just came over me. The somatic internal concept of touch as well, not the tactile touching, but what's happening inside of our bodies. Being really specific about that, because how good does it feel to hear how someone is reacting to you, how their body is responding to you? Do we all know that that feels good? Have you had somebody tell you that before? That's what I want you to lean into, the specifics of it all. And then, of course, there's phone, but there's also video chats.
I'm cool, look, I like letters.
You like what?
Letters.
Oh, letters. Yeah.
Because I like to be able to read them again and again. And I want to see how much that crease is going through the paper.
Oh yeah. This, and I, again, in terms of being specific, I say things like that. I've looked at your photo like nonstop all day long. I keep looking at this photo. I didn't need to come up with any of this extra stuff, but I just let them know specifically what's going on with me and how I'm responding to them.
Like an hour or two later, you come
Yeah.
back, I'm still staring.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Exactly. And that feels good. I'm like, good, because that was my goal when I sent this. I put a lot of work into this. Thank you very much.
24.
This stuff is the beyond part of the title of this workshop, phone sex and beyond. Obviously, you can imagine talking on the phone, but sending a letter, the voice memo, the photos, the imagery. We have so many tools at our fingertips with technology now, and it's really, really fun ways to strengthen a connection, whether it's new or long-term, and build that anticipation and build that flirting, which is really great. Are you all coming in for the next workshop? It starts at 3:15, but we're just finishing up.
So
Was it
this
true?
workshop actually got canceled. So
Yeah.
you can.
You can hang here, we're just finishing up. We're talking about phone sex. Hey. In closing, everybody, phone sex. Yeah, so all of these tools are ways to really strengthen those connections. Brand new connection, an ongoing connection, build this anticipation, keep that flirting going. And also, in some relationships, the sex energy can die, or I hate to say that strong of a word, but the energy can fade a little bit, it ebbs and flows, right? So maybe some of you are sitting in this room like, well, damn, me and my partner go through stages where I don't really feel like having sex. What would I text them then? What would I say? What would I do? It can be other sweet things that keep this connection strong, where you're talking about flirting. I really just love the way your arms feel around me, and I can't wait till we can just lay together and watch a movie and cuddle or something. Or you looked so beautiful, you look so handsome. I'm not being extra specific, but again, not everybody is ready or able for whatever reason to go into the X-rated parts of phone sex, but there's so many other things that we can verbalize that help to form and deepen these connections. And that's really the bottom line for me when I teach this workshop. The communication piece, being super open, super clear, very descriptive, and all of this works after you've already had sex with somebody. You can reminisce, you can debrief. Who in here likes to debrief sex? I fucking love it. I love it. Yes, because you get to talk about all the things I liked, all the things I might want to do differently, but for me, more importantly, I get to praise that person on all the things that I want to boost that person's ego. So when we think about being in relationship to other people, lifting each other up, boosting each other up, all of these tools are at your disposal to use them with relationships. And after sitting through this, for folks who have been here, is there any closing thoughts you're having in terms of how you might utilize this moving forward? Or maybe there's someone in your mind right now, if you want to share, like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to send this, or I'm going to use that timer on my phone next time. Any closing thoughts, reflections that you all are having that you want to share?
Enough. Like, when we started talking about you, and somebody said coochie, and first thing that was in my mind is like all the 1,000,001 different ways to talk about coochie, like all the different
I'm going to give you the microphone, and you can name some of, maybe like 5 of them.
Coochie, pussy, Yoni,
I like that too.
Punani, Love Box, the great beyond, the vulva, yes.
Come on.
Oh, the soul snatcher might be several different things.
Heavenly gates.
And then, oh wait, were you finished with your whole thought? Just like
Look,
the adjectives?
so all the adjectives, and part of me wanted to get hung up on that, but what I'm really getting is that there's so much everything else that can be talked about, that can be thought of, like, you know, inside of your thigh, or, you know, right at your belly, like if it's somebody that I'm not used, like if I haven't seen their pussy, then I don't have to talk about their pussy. I have to talk about all the other things that are there until,
Right.
and then
I look forward to seeing you between your legs, between your things. One of my favorites is not using terms like pussy or etc. But I like to talk about that's me. If you're inside of me, it's clear what part of my body we're talking about. I might say, if we're not talking about the vaginal opening, then maybe I'll say butt, you know, things like that, and clit, but it's like, I want you inside of me, we know what that means. I know that this person knows what I mean by that. So sometimes that you get into conversations, this is helpful too. What terms do you like to use for your body? That can be a helpful conversation to have via text before you're with someone. What do you like to have your private parts called? Do you like to have them called anything at all? In which case, maybe not. No, talk about this part of my body as me, being inside of me. And use, what was your comment when I was like doing reflections? I think I heard, oh, I have some messages to send.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, some messages to send. You have a thought?
Yeah. Did you want to use this? You're right by the microphone. Go for it.
Weird, hopefully. But I like what you just said, like what kind of body parts, what are the names for your body parts? What other kind of, I guess, priming or prepping conversations can be had when you're meeting someone new?
Yeah.
I'm gonna add that up here actually. And before you all leave, feel free to come take photos of this if you want. So priming conversations and body parts. We were talking, for folks who came in late, we were talking about like psychological boundaries and that these conversations are helpful for that. Just the beginnings of consent, but also the beginning of desires and fantasies, maybe. Body part, like the words, in terms you want. These are great. Yeah, I hope that you all do leave here feeling a little bit more informed and prepared to continue these conversations that are sexy. Yeah?
I think for me also the idea that you can think about this in advance, because I think for me, I get stuck in the moment. But if you literally just taken 2 seconds right now, it's like do that thing. It's like, oh, it doesn't have to be that scary.
Yep.
Take some time in advance. Think this through. Maybe I've been thinking all day about this message I want to send somebody, or maybe I've drafted it a couple of times. So I think when we prioritize communication in our sex lives and all the things that might lead up to our sex lives, it deepens the connection so much more. Yeah, you had one more thought?
Someone told me this, like I have a Google Drive document, so when I come across things that I like, I place them on there so I can copy and paste because I'm not that creative.
Yeah.
Like, so I have a list of things, like no matter if it's someone new, like I go to like my document, like, okay, what do I want to ask so I don't forget, I don't miss a step.
Working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
That's dedication, though. You got like files for how you going to
You better. I don't have to remember.
It's interesting though, because like as much as we grow and change in our lives, at our core we're pretty similar. Like I've noticed even with different partners, I'm like, wow, the way I make love to someone is pretty integral to me and who I am and how I like to touch, and how the things I want to know, the things I'm going to talk about, the verbs I like to fall back on because that's how I like to engage with somebody. There's a way to prepare for this, you know, like these are the questions I know I'm going to want to ask this person, and let me kind of make a list. And hopefully the person enjoys that and doesn't feel overwhelmed by lots of questions. Hi. Yes.
I didn't know that behind the knees was something, so I'm crafting a text message to find out what that feels like.
Yeah. Erogenous zones. We're all familiar with our private parts, right? Underwear and bras, the areas that those clothings cover, but The whole body, all of our skin is sensory nerves, and you think about the sensitive part of your body, what feels super sensitive to hot water under the shower? Yeah, the inside of your forearm, the inside of your elbow, so the back of the knee too for a lot of people. And some people have sensory things where they're like, do not ever touch that part of my body. Do not ever touch me in this kind of way. And again, those things are helpful to know.
Or if you touch it really light.
Yeah. Touch it really light. Or when we're in person, here are my hard boundaries. Just so you know, don't choke me or whatever. Or just so you know, do choke me. Whatever the case may be for you. Yep.
And then also it's like an introduction to pleasure mapping with your partner.
Introduction to pleasure mapping. Yeah. Do you want to explain what that means? Does everyone know what pleasure mapping means? Do you want to explain real quick?
Sure. So I'll give you my paraphrase. Don't quote me and don't Google it and then be like, that's not what you said. But pleasure mapping is an intimacy act in which you sit down with your partner and you go inch by inch, body part by body part, and catalog where they're sensitive, what they like, what they don't like, and you make note of it so that you better understand your partner and what might work for them, what might not work for them. Some things you didn't know about yourself that you're like, oh, I really like biting the inside of your arm. Like, I did not know that was a thing, but here we are.
Yeah.
It's just really, and it also helps with grounding yourself and getting yourself back in tune and being able to understand your own body as well, because you have to be very cognizant of self in order to be cognizant of where they are too. Mm-hmm. So, that's my
excellent.
Alicia version.
Yeah. And so also, much in the way that I just said, I know the things that are my go-tos when I'm touching somebody and how I like to be touched, but everybody has their go-tos as well. So sometimes I may have a list or, I like this, I know for sure that I like this, and I know for sure that I don't like that. But also, touch me in the way that you feel inclined to, and I'd be excited to know what I enjoy from that, because you might have different habits that I've never been exposed to before. I've never been touched that way before, or no one's ever bit me there before. It's all really fun ways to get into it. Any final reflections? No? Thank you all so much for your participation.
Thank you. Yes. Love feedback.
Evaluations, we read all of them, and I've presented here many years now, and I do read them. I love them. Thank you for your participation, and have fun. See you at the dungeon.